redefined the boundaries of community. So boundaries of community means what? So far they were thinking that this is how I am, this is how we are. So they have gone beyond their boundaries of thinking, right? And they say many countries, new national identity was a long process. It was a long process, and they are asking question: how did this consciousness emerge in India? So taking clue from different countries, how did the idea of nationalism, how did it come in India? Right? Many colonies, right? So, like many colonies, the growth of modern nationalism, they say it is concerned with the anti-colonial movement. So the nationalism in India, it was associated with what? Anti-colonial movement. That means the British colony, okay, what they have uh, come to India, what they have established, their rule. That means it is against the colonization. The nationalism concept, it was associated with anti-colonial movement, right? So people started having, they realized, they discovered their unity. They discovered their unity in the process of freedom struggle and colonialism, right? Earlier probably they would not have. Why? Because they did not have any opportunity like this. But after the establishment of British colony in India, and in the name of nationalism, people started realizing, people started discovering, oh, we have this kind of struggle, we have this kind of unity. They started discovering. See, for example, today if I come to know that I have this skill, what do I say? Hey, I am 49-year-old. Till yesterday, I did not know what it is. Today only I realized that I can do this wonderful thing. I can complete this difficult task. Today I'm realizing. So I will tell like this, no? When I feel that I have a new skill, a hidden skill already what I have, which I realized today, I will probably share it with others. Today I could do this. In a very proud manner, I will realize and I will share it. So the sense of belongings. So people were oppressed under colonialization. Okay, colonialism. That's what they have mentioned as. That in fact that colonialism, it provided a bond among the different group of people. You might be a Punjabi, you might be a Malayali, you may belong to Telugu, but in spite of different community, in spite of different in spite of belonging to different region, so this colonialism had provided a bond among different type of people to come together to think about nationalism, to think about the belongingness. What belongingness? Everybody started feeling that it is our country. You may be a Malayali, you may be a Christian, you may be a Telugu or Kannadiga, whoever it is. But when the third person is trying to come and dominate, we all come together. It is like, see, 10A5, for example, 10A4, for example. You will fight within yourself. But when the third or fourth section wala comes and tries to dominate, you will all come together and fight against that person. So you will start developing a sense of belonging. Oh, I belong to 10A5. I should not allow anybody to come and dominate. But within ourselves, we may have fight. That is different. But as a whole, you will come together. In spite of differences you have, you will come together, try to fight against the third person who is trying to come and dominate. Right? That's what happened. We have different group. Right? But they say the experiences what they had varied, and you see their notion of freedom were always the same. There could have been a different experience among different people, but the notion of freedom means, what is freedom all about? That remained the same for everybody. when different community people when they are present, each one will realize what is freedom. Oh, if I come out of jail, it will be better. You may speak Malayalam or Telugu or Kannadiga, but don't you think all 10 people will feel the same? If I come out of jail, it will be better. That is what the feeling of everybody, right? And they are trying to talk about Mahatma Gandhi, right? He tried to gather people under one movement. Imagine, Indian freedom struggle started in 1857. Mahatma Gandhi started being in picture in 1915 onwards. There was no WhatsApp, there was no email, there was no telephone, there was no SMS, but great leaders could gather so many thousands of people. How they would have passed on the information? When technologically, it was zero, I would say. But how did they pass on the information? For a particular meeting, how come lakhs and lakhs of people gathered at one place? How they would have sent the communication? Today in one WhatsApp, you are sending message to 100 people. And now we are connecting with 90 students for conducting a class. Imagine 70, 80 years before, 100 years before. But leaders like Gandhi, he could bring so many lakhs of people under one umbrella called the movement. The unity. Of course, they say the unity did not emerge with the conflict, without conflict. There was conflict. Today we have very good communication devices, but the understanding is missing. Correct? Suppose if I am sending a communication in WhatsApp about a person, he might mistake. Sir, you really hurt my feelings, sir. Then I have to explain. Hey, sorry, da, I did not mean like that. I meant only like that. Then I had to explain. Right? We have the advanced, what to say, technology, but the understanding is not there. So that's what they say. He could bring so many people under one umbrella, but at the same time, there were conflicts. Of course, when thousands of people come together, you will have differences. I will tell one thing, you will tell something, the third person will say one thing. Then I will think that in what way I am inferior. I also have experience. You will think that I am also highly qualified. Why people are not considering me? Likewise, no. Do you agree with me what I am saying? So conflict, it is quite natural, right? And coming to the last paragraph in page number 28, what do they say? They say that we read about the growth of nationalism in India, okay, up to the first decade of 20th century. Okay, but in this chapter, we are going to learn from 1920, and we are going to study about the non-cooperation movement. We are going to study about the civil disobedience movement, right? And also we are going to explore how Congress sought the help, how Congress sought to develop the national movement, because those days there was only one prominent party. Other parties might be there. Someone raised their hand, I don't know. Someone raised the hand. Divya Suresh ma'am, you are in the call.
Hello.
Divya Suresh ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. I am Rajagopal.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Okay. Thank you. See, I am not able to record. It is good that you are recording. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm just checking.
Welcome to MEM.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so we are going to learn about non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement. Students, you need to be very careful when you try to understand non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movement. because under these two headings, definitely 100% I assure you, one question will come. There are certain events coming under non-cooperation movement. There are certain events coming under civil disobedience movement. The common error what students commit, they get confused with CDM and NCM. So if you can spend some extra time on this, we will not have any confusion. Right? Okay, so this paragraph tells about, we are going to learn about NCM and the CDM. Different social group participated in the movement. And also we are going to learn how the nationalism captured the imagination of people. How nationalism captured the imagination of people. Right? So till now, with regard to first page, are you clear? If you have any doubt, you can raise your hand, or you can come onto the mic and ask any doubt. And I would like to go with a normal pace as far as this lesson is concerned, because this is extremely important. Without understanding the first page, I don't want to proceed to the second page. Please come out and ask me doubt if you have anything. At least can I get a confirmation from 2 students that you could understand? 1 or 2 students, can you come out? Kushi.
Yes, I am able to understand, sir.
Understand. Can you get a response from 1 more student at least?
Hello, sir.
Yes,
My name
sir,
is
we can
Akshay.
understand.
Okay, thank you so much. Please
Right.
go on mute. Thank you. Now the real important pages start. Page 30. The First World War, Khilafat movement. I request each one of you to be very conscious about your mobile. If you are attentive, you will keep it on mute mode. When I am able to see the other noises, that means you are not near the mobile. So please take care. You are in class 10. I need not explain, you are all well matured. Please be conscious about your learning. Right, so that you will be, it will be beneficial for you only. Right, if you are attentive, it is going to be beneficial for you. Otherwise, no, if you are not attentive, your work gets doubled and more stress will be on you. I don't mind teaching for 2nd or 3rd time or 4th time, but you will be under stress if you are not listening to the lesson. Right, okay. So First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation. If you turn the pages, this is numbered as 1, the First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation movement. If you turn the pages, the second one, different strands within the movement. Further, if you turn, it talks about towards civil disobedience movement. So likewise, if you look at it, this lesson is categorized, this lesson is divided into 3 parts. The first one is non-cooperation movement. The second one is civil disobedience movement. And the third one is the collective belonging, sense of collective belongings. So from these 3, out of 2, any 2, 100% one 5-mark question is going to come. So please be extremely attentive. Right. So page number 30, the First World War. So it talks about 1919. They say the national movement, it was spreading to new areas, which means people, those who were not aware about the nationalism, people, those who were not aware about the sense of belonging, people, those who were not aware about the unity. So all these things, new areas, it started moving. How it started moving? Because of the awareness created by Congress leaders, because of awareness created by leaders who were very much in favor of country's development, right? And they incorporated social groups, and they also strategized new models of struggle. How all I can struggle? What are the ways by which I can struggle? Suppose, suppose you are not happy with my teaching. What are the ways by which you can express your anger or displeasure? You can tell me politely, sir, I'm not able to understand, sir. Can you please repeat? Second way, you can express in a different way, right? By asking tricky questions, trying to put me in distress. So there are different ways to express, right? Likewise, for nationalism, they started developing new models of struggle, either by protesting or being on fast or by procession or by talking in a public meeting. What I am telling is only few examples, or distributing a leaflet, right? A print media. Likewise, many ways by which the mode of struggle, okay, it varied from region to region. It varied from geographical territory to another geographical territory. It varied from leaders to leaders. It varied from social groups to another social group, right? So whatever the way they had felt that this will work out, they had done it. But idea is the same. The modality might be different. The idea is the same, right? It is like a math problem. Teacher A will teach in this way. Teacher B will teach in a different way. Teacher C will teach in a different way. But everyone's objective is to bring the answer. Likewise, the freedom struggle, it varied from different region, from region to region, right? And they say during 1990s, new kind of economic and political situations created. Economic situation. Why economic situation? Because of World War. Political situation. So when the war, broke out, definitely there will be a difference among the political leaders. It will lead to a different political situation, right? Many people will be against war. Now, see, if you take a survey, out of 100%, 99.9% countries will say we don't want war. But 1%, 0.1% or 0.2%, I don't know. Okay, they will be in favor of the war, right? Because war will create a different situation. It led to a huge defense expenditure. In India, it led to a huge defense expenditure. And the expenditure was financed by war loans. And they had to compensate by increasing the tax. The custom duties were raised. And they had introduced income tax. See, to raise funds, these are all the ways by which government trying to adopt. What are the ways? Increase tax, different tax you increase, so that people will have to pay. Second, the custom duties. Whatever the thing you import or export, you need to pay the custom duties. Thereby, government generates income. The third, introducing income tax. Imagine 78 years before, the population of India, it was only around 32 crores. Bharatiyar used to say in Tamil, 30 kodi mugamudayal. You would have heard 30 kodi mugamudayal. That means 30 kodi means 30 crore. Mugamudayal means face. So the population of India, it was around 30 crore. Now the population of USA, it is roughly 32 crores. Imagine. And we have gone beyond 130 crores. Right? So out of 30 crores, even 10% pays this different kinds of taxes. Government will get the revenue, right? And the price of commodities increased. In fact, they say it got doubled between 1913 and 1918. It led to the hardship for the common people. Of course, when the war happens, more pressure on the common man. Government will simply say, we have increased the tax, you need to pay. Who has to bear that? Only the public. Government will simply put the law and ask us to pay the tax. If you violate, you will be punished. So as a common man, we don't have any option. Right? Yeah, Rahul, can you come on to the mic? Yeah, Rahul. When I am teaching, when I am calling, you are supposed to be on mic. You are supposed to come on to the mic. If not, I will have to mark absent. So, A. Rahul belongs to which class? A. Rahul? A. Rahul. Can someone respond? A.
Sir.
Rahul. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
he belongs
Sir,
to
sir, we belongs to Dindigul branch, Vivekananda Vidya Mandir, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, right. Oh, people have come from Dindigal also.
Yes, sir. Dindigul branch, sir. Vivekananda.
Okay, happy. Right. Thank you. Be online. Dana, can you speak to Dana Balaji?
Sir, yes, sir.
Dana Balaji, can you please tell in couple of sentences your understanding, whatever I have communicated so far. You can tell in couple of sentences. Can you please try?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, we are.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I can understand, sir.
Okay. Can
It
you
is
tell
my
me?
first class, sir. It is my first social class, sir.
No problem. See, don't worry, Kanna. Don't worry. Whatever you know, you try to tell in at least one sentence. Don't have fear. We are all learning. I am also learning every day. Being a teacher, it doesn't mean I know everything. I also don't know so many things. Okay, don't worry. We are all learning. Okay, Rahul, can you?
Sir,
Rahul, can you share? Can you share in a couple of sentences your understanding?
sir, I can understand, sir.
Can you please tell me what did you understand in one or two sentences?
Sir,
Yeah. Okay, no problem. I don't want to trouble you. If you have the problem in expression, don't worry. You can mute. You can mute.
yes, sir.
Lakshana, can you come on to the mic? Lakshana,
Yes, sir.
can you tell me your understanding in couple of sentences?
Sir, after the colonial people came into India, all the Indians, they got a sense of unity in the struggle,
Okay.
and they had a sense of belonging.
Okay.
And after the First World War, there were some economic problems.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fatima, you want to say something? Fatima, you want to say something? Right. Okay. Okay. To everybody, I'm telling, it is not enough just to understand. You should be able to express either in a written form or in a spoken form. Spoken form will be useful to develop your communication skills. Written form is extremely important to approach board examination. Okay, so please be conscious about developing these two skills: expression in a spoken way and in a written way. Right, it will be beneficial for you. Okay, we are all learning, don't worry. Right, every day it is a learning for us. I also learn a lot of things from students. Right, okay. So these taxes, it was putting people in trouble. See, they have used the term hardship, extreme hardship for the common people. that means extreme difficulty for the common people, right? So from villages, they had to supply soldiers. So government, they were very particular that villages from each and every house, they had to recruit forcibly. They have given the highlighted terms, forced recruitment. I hope you will be able to see that. Forced recruitment to the military, right, or army. So it created a kind of anger among the public. See, if I'm interested, I'm willing to go to army or air force or navy. If someone forces me, don't you think it will put me on stress? I'm not interested. Why you are compelling me? Likewise, it created a widespread anger among the villagers on the government, right? And there was a crop. Yes.
Sir, but actually, that kind of thing, like compulsory army thing, like it's there in a few countries, and now they're considering doing it in India as well.
See, few countries, if it is there, means it might be there. It might be in couple of countries. What my point is, when you are forced to do your service into army, it will create a kind of anger only. That is a human nature, because army service is not easy. You may have got lot of benefits, right from your what to say, handsome salary, benefits, everything might be good, but there is a risk factor. So people will be worried about the risk factor, right? I cannot simply go and join for a very good salary and get killed in the war, right? So that is a kind of what to say, fear. It is always among the people, particularly family members. You imagine, okay, if a husband goes to a military, if there is a risk for life, which wife will like it?
But sir, we're not in a state of war with any country.
No, I'm not telling now. I'm not telling now, right?
Okay.
Even now,
Sir.
I don't think anybody is compelling. Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
doubt, sir. Like
Yes, please.
time when there is no war, like everybody is peaceful, world peace, everything occurs. What will armies do? Like
See,
they will have no job, no, sir.
yeah, you are correct. When there is no war comes so rarely. So what they will do is, they will sharpen their skills physically. They will do they will undergo the training every day. They will focus on their physique. They will try to keep their physique fit. They will undergo different kinds of training, physically and psychologically. The psychological part, it is extremely important, because when they work in a territory like say for example Himalayas, 5,000 kilometers above, 5,000 meters above, where there is only snow, so you should be mentally prepared. It is not easy job. Imagine we are in quarantine for 60 days. I remember you started having leave from March 16th. Since March 16th, today is June 5th. You are not able to come out of your house. You are restricted with your electronic gadgets. How difficult it is. Being an youngster, you have the tendency to run here and there. That is a kind of you are in that age group. How difficult it is. Then you imagine people in army, no job, but you have to undergo training. Otherwise, no, it is like sharpening pencil. If you cannot sharpen, pencil will not work out. It won't work. So likewise, even though if there is no war, in order to keep their physique fit, they have to undergo training every day. And their services also used in different areas like rescue operations. In case of flood, in case of fire, in case of earthquake, in case of tsunami. Likewise, their services are utilized across the country. So they will be a part of disaster management team. In rotation, they will be working. So government will be trying to provide them some kind of work continuously. But in spite of that, some of them may not have the job. They will be getting the salary. They will be sticking to the job. But only thing, daily basis they may not have. You can't help it. But and at the same time, there is no war. We don't want any army personnel. We can't leave it like that also, because we do not know when emergency comes. We have to be mentally prepared. We have to be physically prepared. We have to be financially prepared. We have to be politically prepared. We have to be economically prepared. We have to be administratively prepared. Right? So that's the kind of situation. Okay, moving on. I'll take, I think it is 9:58. Another couple of lines I will take and I will leave you for you to join the next class. Right? Crop failure was there. Right? That crop failure resulted in the shortage of food. And added to that, epidemic influenza epidemic also, virus, like what we are undergoing now. 100 years before there was a epidemic. Right? Then you can see how much of distress people would have undergone. And they say during 1921, right, almost 12 to 13 million people perished. See the term they have used, perished, right, as a result of famine and the epidemic. Right? One side it is famine. Famine means in Tamil they call it as unavu panjam, shortage of food. When shortage of food, what kind of things will happen? People will die out of starving. Right? Epidemic. Another side is epidemic. Because of epidemic, people will start dying. Okay, it is time up. Thank you so much for joining. Jyotish, whatever you have recorded, please send me the link, because I am not able to record it here. Ma'am. Feedback, please do share it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, unless you point out, I cannot learn. Please point out if there is any negative, you are most welcome. I don't want appreciation and all. Please send a negative feedback if you have, you are most welcome. Thank you so much. We will meet in the next social class. Thank you so much.
Thank you.